hell did you get that derpy button?
The comic shop.
I must come up there then.
Yes, you must, because there are many. The derpy and the Nikki and I both got one of those, and they also have one that has the bubbles.
Ooh, nice. Hey everybody, welcome to From Our Mother's Basement, the show that celebrates being a geek. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And we are bundled up a little bit because it's fracking cold.
Freaking cold!
So...
Oh my god, I woke up 47 degrees this morning. Which for those few of you who are in kind of snow-laden territories, yeah, I know, whine, bitch, moan, first world problems. Yes. But it's freaking cold!
It kind of reminds me of one of the first games that was on earlier today. I forgot you watch sports. The entire field was covered, and I kid you not, 9 inches of snow, and they still played. It was
Wait a minute, 9 inches?
9 inches of snow, and they were still playing. Yes. And the thing is, they snowplowed the field just before the game, and by the time the first quarter was over, another 9 inches fell.
Bring out the Zamboni, eh? Just run a Zamboni over there. Turning to field hockey, eh?
Well,
that's what real football means. Sorry.
Well, I know Michael and I, we and of course Nikki joined us. We went to go see the third Monica movie, Rebellion. We're going to give our thoughts on those, which will be very interesting near the end of the show. But I was able to actually take Michael to a new ramen joint. It was all right.
You're going to push me on don't put me on the spot like this, because you're not going to like my review.
Hey, I enjoy it, but I finally got you there.
Okay, here's the thing. It was good. The food was good. That was not ramen. It was udon. They obviously points for having actual Japanese people doing the cooking, but it was not ramen. It was udon. Number one. Number two, pork. Where's the Swedish chef? And you want him. It was good. I actually enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. It's not going to replace Karaku in my brain, but it was good. Nikki, on the other hand, should have had a warning. You should have warned us it was all pork, because she is a non-pork person. It did not sit well with her.
I told her.
She ended up, you didn't expect that. She ended up getting sick. So
now I owe Nikki an apology.
And poop happens. Once it passed, it was fine. But so it was neat. It was nice. I've been to other restaurants in that neighborhood before.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Nadeshko from Sony took me to a restaurant a couple doors up from the one we were at, actually, one time. And then a little further up the street, on the other side of the street, is where I had dinner with Yoshiki. So, so I know Sawtell pretty well. I'd like to check out some of the other restaurants that are in the neighborhood.
Okay.
So, but I'm babbling. Sorry. Let's get to the stories, shall we?
Yes, why not? Let's start off with the big trailer that released just a few days ago online from Sony. Sony has a limited amount of superheroes in their collection, but it seems like they still want to make movies as much as possible. I don't know.
Which is funny considering how much they're shutting that department down.
That is
Sony Pictures let go like I want to say a third to a half of their people recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going on there. It's all a big Yakuza front anyway.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, when you all... and considering what they throw into Amazing Spiderman 2, it kind of makes sense. But don't take
really? Does it go on Akira?
The number of people they throw into this is like, okay, we have money that we need to spend.
Or quick, let's take advantage of this Marvel license before Disney steals it.
Good point. That's most likely going to happen.
This may actually be the case.
So here's the new trailer for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So it's Michael Bay presents Spider-Man.
Yeah, you heard the Transformers sound effect too, right?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I have not seen number one of this iteration of Spider-Man.
Okay.
The last Spider-Man I saw was the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, specifically the one before the Venom suit.
Mm-hmm.
Although the parts of the Venom suit were kind of funny when I saw that one. So maybe I'm missing stuff. Since when is Sally Field May Parker?
In the Amazing Spider-Man, yeah, there was
Was it Sally Field? Really? They got an Academy Award winning actress to play Aunt May. Uh, 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 okay, the bad guy.
which one? There's several.
I recognize potentially two. I mean, is the Green Goblin basically wearing power armor now?
Yeah, newly transformed. So you have the Green Goblin. You're gonna have
Okay.
Electro. You're gonna
Thank
have
you. The
Rhino.
Electro guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jamie Foxx is Electro.
that was Jamie Foxx?
Yeah,
Okay, that's two Academy Award winners. Next.
Paul Giamatti is Rhino.
Three.
3.
No, wait, he was nominated. I don't think he actually won.
Oh, okay. Um, trying to think if there's anybody else Oscar worthy in this thing. Nothing I can think of. But yeah, they're throwing multiple villains at Spidey. They're
That's not uncommon, unfortunately.
yeah.
Batman every time.
It looks like the so-called rumors about the Sinister Six villain team up is probably going to happen now.
Well, okay, that makes sense. I mean, because that is in the comic, but I obviously am missed a lot by not seeing the first one.
Here's my take though: is
I
that
actually kind of like the Tobey Maguire Spidey.
and the thing is, I watched the first movie when it came out like on like Stars or something like that. I didn't go see it in theaters.
I'll check Netflix, see if it's there.
Kind of wasn't impressed by it.
Well, I know the guy who plays him is a Brit now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's actually pretty good, which is fun. It's funny. All the Brits and Aussies are playing our superheroes now because Soups is a Brit.
Yep.
The new Soups. Let's see. We've got Hugh Jackman, who's Australian.
Mm-hmm.
We've got two Englishmen playing. Well, they were English, although that character is English, so that doesn't really count.
I was gonna say,
Dr. X is kind of English.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, okay, I need to go watch the first Spidey before I can comment on that. The effects look good. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they spent all their money on the effects.
Clearly, well, no, they spent all their money on the effects and Oscar-winning actors.
Good point. Yes.
It's like, oh, hey, we've got a budget to burn. Let's use it.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, that's gonna come out May 2nd. I'm still up in the air whether or not I'll go see that in theaters. So
It screams rental to me.
yeah, but there is a movie I will definitely go see in theaters when it comes out.
Hell yeah!
And that is the Warcraft movie. And it was funny that at BlizzCon just last month, there really wasn't all that much information that was revealed, which was confusing as all hell.
They revealed more information at this BlizzCon than they had in the last two.
Okay, true.
Because they announced it the second BlizzCon.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for that one. Then there was either 2 or 3 BlizzCons before they talked about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then this last one, they revealed a lot comparatively.
Okay, comparative to past BlizzCons, yes. But considering what was revealed in this press release,
That's true.
that should have been revealed
Also proves that it's finally going forward.
Yes, true. So what we're talking about is the cast lineup for the Warcraft film.
Have they named the characters yet?
Not yet. Some people we have include Travis.
Oh my god!
Yeah, Travis Fimmel. Who else we have here? Paula Patton, Ben Foster from the X-Men movies, Toby Kebbell from Wrath of the Titans, Rob Kaczynski. Apparently was in True Blood. I haven't watched that series.
Yeah.
And apparently Dominic Cooper from
the middle?
No, from the Captain America movies, is actually in final negotiations for a role.
Nice. The guy in the middle's from that Viking show.
Mm-hmm.
On not USA. Whatever channel runs it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And it's still...
Okay, so the chick on the left's either going to be a hottie night elf or a space goat.
Blood elf.
No, she's not blonde. She's got the wrong complexion to be a blood elf.
We'll see what happens.
She's going to be a night elf. I'll willingly bet she's a night elf.
The only other bits that they announced is that, or at least be rumored right now, is that Colin Farrell is still in rumors to be leading the cast.
Nice.
And according to the press release, the Warcraft movie will follow the quote-unquote story of Anduin Lothar versus Durotan, human and orc heroes from the original real-time strategy games.
Oh, wow. So they're going back to the beginning of the franchise.
Correct.
Nice.
Which means
well,
I'm guessing
a lot of lore to work with then.
Which makes me wonder how much mocap and makeup is going to be used in this movie.
It's a grip ton of makeup.
Yeah.
There's going to be a grip ton of makeup. There's going to be a grip ton of CG. Colin Farrell. Oh, wow. That's going to be kind of awesome, actually. You watch Graham Norton show?
Every once in a while, yeah.
Last night, Colin Farrell was on it.
Ooh, nice.
It was Colin Farrell, Sharon Osbourne, Jeremy Clarkson, and some other chick who I don't know, and Arcade Fire.
Oh, wow.
And it was really funny because they talked about a certain tape that Colin Farrell got out.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Colin Farrell did a sex tape at one point, and Sharon Osbourne was talking to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, I saw it." And she's like, and Colin's like, they're like, "What?" It's like, "Oh yeah," and she said something. I don't remember what it was like. All season long or some weird ass statement.
Mm-hmm.
Something, and Colin just like started to turn beet red. And he's like, "Yeah, that's the problem with doing a sex tape. You can't blame anyone else for the bad dialogue."
Oh, wow.
It was hilarious.
On a slightly sad note, the Warcraft movie was pushed back a bit.
To what?
March 11th, 2016.
Ouch.
Yeah. But we know it's moving forward.
At least it's going forward.
Yes.
But that also tells me there's a grip ton more CG in it.
They haven't announced who's going to do the CG, but...
Is it still Legendary Films?
I believe so, yeah.
Which means it's going to be all virtual sets.
Hey, look, here's the latest pick from the Warcraft set, green screen.
Yeah, exactly. Excuse me, why is that chick who's obviously got night elf makeup wearing a bunch of green bits on her head? That's where they're going to extend her ears, Johnny. Oh, okay.
But as happy as I am about the Warcraft cast announcement, this new cast announcement for another movie, the upcoming Batman vs. Superman movie.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what it is, and I'm just like,
yeah. We know Ben Affleck's going to be Batman, and Kevin Smith has been nonstop raving about how the new outfit looks and how he's going to portray the new character. And I'm
he's also good friends with Ben, so
very true. I'm thankful that in a recent interview, Ben Affleck finally admitted that Daredevil was his worst movie of all time.
Really?
Yes. And kind of doing this, maybe subconsciously trying to make up for that.
Okay. He got to make out with Jennifer Garner, so that's a win-win.
Yeah, well, then there's true, yes. But they decided to add, you know what? 2 heroes in this movie, not enough. It seems like that's going to be the trend. You can't have a single superhero in a movie. So we're going to have Batman, we're going to have Superman, and we're going to have Wonder Woman.
And this makes sense on 2 levels.
In the comics, it makes sense.
Do you want to know what those 2 levels are?
I think I know one level. What's the other level?
Wonder Woman and Superman are rumored to have an affair.
Right.
At one point.
That was in the comics. Yes, that's the one I'm thinking.
And she's also dated Batman.
When?
It was briefly in the comics and in the animated series JLA.
Mm-hmm.
It was obvious they were into each other, or she was definitely into him.
Okay, gotcha.
And that is based in, and that wasn't created just for the comic or for the animation. It was literally, it's in the comics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That at one point she was interested in bats.
Okay. So yes, Wonder Woman, it does make sense to be in this. So who is going to play this? You might remember her from the Fast and Furious franchise. The actress name is Gal Gadot. The Israeli-born actress. She's going to bring the Amazon princess to life on screen. Or so the press release says.
I
mean, to me, I can think of a decent number of other people that would, in my mind, would actually fit this role a hell of a lot better.
Here's my issue with it, number one. Okay, she's Israeli-born. She looks Hispanic, but okay, fine. She's Israeli-born. I'll buy that.
She actually won Miss Israel in 2004, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's the reason why she got into movies, and this is a push for her because she, quote-unquote, wants to be an action superstar. I'm like, one, you're too thin.
Well, okay, and that's my big problem right there. Is Diana has to be, if you're gonna give the character any homage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing about Linda Carter as Wonder Woman is Linda Carter had the body to pull it off.
Yes.
And she was kind of tall. The
I
thing
mean,
about Wonder Woman is a statuesque woman. She's not this little toothpick thin, frail thing that this girl is.
exactly.
I'm not saying you need to get China from the WWE involved here. That would actually be real bad. But you want somebody who has a larger frame, a larger height, if you will. You want someone like Charlize Theron,
yes,
or Gina Davis in her prime. Could have easily done Wonder
Mm-hmm.
Woman.
I mean,
she had the body and the height.
They don't need to be so big as, me like Snoo Snoo, but I mean...
Oh, you could do me like Snoo Snoo if you really wanted to, but that would be China.
Yeah.
You will bring China if you're going to go that route. But seriously, I mean, somebody like Charlize Theron, who's, I think, 6 foot?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, or Gina Davis, who's 6'1", 6'2". You need a tall woman because Wonder Woman is a tall woman. You need someone who's got a decent build on her, not a frickin' toothpick.
Mm-hmm.
Boobs are nice. Don't get me wrong. They can make boobs. That's easy. The right padding, enough cookies, whatever. It'll work. But you need.
You say that also hark back to the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider days, but.
I actually, that was actually a small part of me that entertained the idea of Angelina Jolie playing Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought back, it's like, as much as I love Angelina Jolie, she's too psycho for this role.
Mm-hmm.
Way too psycho for Wonder Woman. She would be a good cheetah chick.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, is her name Chitara? Or what is? I don't remember her name.
Oh yeah.
But
anyways,
she would be the one. I mean, Angelina Jolie would make a great rival to her, but she wouldn't be her.
True. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens with this. I mean, as we know, the Fast and Furious franchise is currently on hold.
Cindy Landau. Let me look up what Cindy Landau is real quick.
No worries. And most likely, in regards to this Fast and Furious franchise, they've already made the announcement that the filming for 7 has been put on hold, and it's most likely they'll rewrite and start from scratch for 7.
Shadar, yes, I know it's Chitara in Thundercats, but in JLA, in the DC universe, there's a cheetah-style woman who I think she was called Cheetah. I'm not positive. Who had it in for Wonder Woman and is like her nemesis, if you will. This one is to Diana as Lex Luthor is to Superman, or she basically, that's her chief rival.
Yeah.
When it is an error. Hello.
I'll say this about Gal Gadot. Having a frame like that.
Oh my God, this chick's ripped. That would scare me.
And that is our, 4th or 5th tangent of the show?
Jason, do a search for Cindy Landau, which is someone that Goza suggested in the chat.
I will do it in post-show.
She's buff. She's definitely buff. That's a little too buff for Wonder Woman, I think. That woman would break me. I would be afraid to give this woman a hug because she would snap my back, and I'm not a small guy. Wow. Sorry, tangent hop. You can edit that out.
What are you talking about? We always keep these in. But we're going to jump around a little bit.
Look her up. Dude.
I will. I said
here in a moment.
I will look it up in post-show. Because I can't look up more stuff because I'm running the broadcast program. Oh, let's see. I guess we'll hold off on talking about the Doctor Who Christmas special till next week.
Oh, but she had a job done. Okay.
But let's talk about. Let's do our weekly check for Disney. So.
Yay!
A couple
Disney
things for
check.
Disney. When Disney, basically the house that was George Lucas for over $4 billion, a lot of the focus was on the Star Wars franchise. But that wasn't the only franchise that Lucas created. there's also the other big one, Indiana Jones. But there was not much talk about that because for the previous films, a lot of it was actually handled by Paramount Pictures. Well, it looks like Disney decided to fix that error. They created a deal, or they both signed a deal stating that while Disney handles basically everything, the production, the marketing, the distribution, whatever they make in the box office, Paramount gets a cut of.
Interesting.
So,
well, that's not bad. I mean, that's a smart arrangement, and if they do it right, they're going to make bucks on it.
Yeah. And the way I look at it, this transaction is, I think this is kind of Paramount's way of getting back at Disney since a couple years ago when they duked it out for the rights to all the Marvel franchise, Marvel rights.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and Disney got the lion's share of that deal. So I guess that's what's going to happen.
Well,
with this.
and Disney got everything Marvel, but they have to honor existing contracts.
Very true. Yes.
I mean, and that was the bottom line of that. They tried to take over all contracts, which means they wanted to take it, everything away from Fox. They want to take everything away from Sony. Mm-hmm. Everything. I think Paramount's got a couple bits here and there.
Right. Well, it's just like how who's it that owns the X-Men movie rights right now? Is that still Paramount or
X-Men? That's Fox.
That's Fox. Okay, yeah, because they made the announcement they're gonna do 2 brand new movies to continue on. I think they're calling X-Men Apocalypse and X-Men.
They're doing Days of Future Past. That's in the process.
Yeah, that's in the process. But they're gonna do 2 more after that for 2016.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
2?
Yeah, they're gonna push for that.
We're gonna milk this golden cow before we have to give it back to the mouse.
Exactly. So, and a lot of the interested parties regarding the Indiana Jones continuation have all said the same thing, whether it be Karen Allen, who played Indy's wife in the latest movie, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Also, Steven Spielberg. He would love to come back and direct.
Also known as Indy and the Aliens.
Yes. But even Steven Spielberg said, yeah, I'll be fine with coming back and directing this, but all that depends on George. And given the way things have been going with Episode 7 of Star Wars, if George Lucas is involved with a new Indiana Jones, it's more just as a creative consultant level. He's not going to be like executive producer or anything like that.
I think in the case of Indy, that may be different. Mm-hmm. Only because, Lucasfilm sold all their stuff. Lucasfilm has given everything to the mouse. Mm-hmm. But Indy was for lack of a better term, co-creation of Spielberg and Lucas.
Yes.
It's got the DreamWorks and the Lucasfilm stamp on it. So I could see why Spielberg would want him on it, because they worked as a team on it.
Exactly.
And the best were the ones they worked on together.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree
number
with
1
that.
and number 3 were the best ones. They're they're the opposite of Star Trek films.
Yeah, they really are, aren't they? Yeah,
because the Star Wars movies are the same way.
But I mean, I can easily see why Disney wants to go forward with this, because as bad as we pan, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, it made almost $800 million worldwide. Mm-hmm. And Disney's like, woo, money. We like money.
Well, yeah. They're running out of Nazis to kill.
Nazis!
Nazis! We love war! Called it Nazis. Anyway.
Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. Awesome.
Do you realize they released episode 4 of that?
Yes. I'm the one that linked it to you. And they started Attack on Titan Abridged series, and they're working on
that one.
And they're working on a Persona 4 Abridged series, like a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, God.
But that's not the only bit of news from Disney that we have. They decided, you know what, we want to be sociable. And instead of just being nicer to people, they decided, you know what, the easiest way to get a hold of people, let's create a social account. So they decided to shoot this picture online.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes, that
is epic.
Lord Vader taking a selfie. There is now an official Star Wars Instagram account.
It's epic.
I'm just looking at this going, really? Okay. Yeah. So It looks like the idea between from Disney for this Instagram account is not only are they going to showcase a bunch of stuff from the production of the original trilogy, but also use it as kind of like a fodder for new announcements or new leaks, as you can call, as you want to call them that, for the upcoming movie. But then you get little images like this.
I think this is Cooking Bad or Breaking Bad.
That's just funny as hell.
What I want to know is, okay, I'm pretty sure that one of those is the formula for the molecule for caffeine. I'm not sure what the others are.
I'm sure we'll have to look it up. This is all available on.
The one on the bottom is caffeine, but I'm not positive.
See, what I'm hoping to see in the next coming weeks on this Instagram account is confirmation of the rumors that there is a full-scale replica of the Millennium Falcon.
A 1-to-1 Millennium Falcon. Oh, yes.
If they throw up some pictures of that, Instagram can also now do video up to 15 seconds long. I'd be fine with
they're half keep length.
Yeah. I'm perfectly fine with having a couple videos of that appear online.
I would. Oh, that'd be. I would love to go to see that.
Mm.
The fanboy nerd in me would just squeeze its little heart out. The nerd wants out, like the Incredible Hulk, but not the Incredible Hulk from episodes 34.
See, the thing is, if they actually create a 1-1 scale, you got to wonder if they created a smaller scale so they can just fly it around and whatnot, just for the hell of it.
Put it on a crane and fly it.
Hell, make a drone out of it. Throw a couple copters inside.
No.
Oh, come on. That'd be awesome.
That thing.
But see, if you did that, though, you could throw a Raspberry Pi on it and take out other drones.
No, you could do that with a smaller version, though. That would be the ultimate if you could Raspberry Pi hijack drones with a 1-to-1 scale Millennium Falcon. That'd be all sorts of fun. But what can you hijack drones with, Jason?
Other AR drones.
Really? How?
I love hackers. These guys are awesome.
Welcome to Crappy Segways 101.
It's what we're known for.
Feed you the next story, Jason.
It's what we're known for. But anyways, so the timing of this announcement is kind of funny, given the fact that Amazon came out and said, we're working on drone delivery. And everybody in the world said, pull. No. But apparently a couple people have basically been offering code that you would put
Actually,
into.
One person has offered code specifically.
Good point.
And this is a guy who's been busted for shit like this in the past.
But this is awesome, though.
Oh yeah, and he publicized it, which pretty much calls him off the hook.
Yes, very true. So the idea behind this, you actually attach a Raspberry Pi with a couple modules to a Parrot AR drone. And what this does is that it'll actually seek out other drones' wireless signals that you can control it. Yes, just Parrot drones for right now, and forcefully severing their connection from their true owners. Now, if you don't happen to have...
And then substitute itself in there.
Yes. Now, the other thing is that if you kind of don't have your own drone, your Parrot drone, or you don't have a Raspberry Pi device, the software works just as well installed on your laptop.
Yep, with an emulator.
So, I mean, right now, it is very, very basic. I mean, it can only attack drones with Parrot's Wi-Fi MAC addresses. But, I mean, that's just the beginning.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's only a matter of time for somebody to slip the other protocols in there. But, yeah. No, I mean, it's this is potentially cool and potentially scary all at once.
Oh, please. I mean, this is already just starting to bring into focus the fact of using drones in a commercial environment.
Well, that, and the other thing is, the only reason that guy was able to do it is because those connections are unencrypted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the reason, for the longest time, I mean, what did it take for the U.S. military to get to the point where they started encrypting their signals? I'll tell you what it took. It took someone in the Middle East hacking one of their drones.
Yes.
And the one that supposedly was shot down but showed up mysteriously on an Al Jazeera post 6 months later.
I don't know. I look at this as you got to take the good with the bad. I mean,
I agree.
The use of drones in the commercial and residential environment is going to happen one way or the other within the next 5 years.
But I think it's going to be annoying as long as we don't end up with a bajillion of them.
Well, they would have to be heavily regulated.
I'm having vision. Oh, they'd have to be severely regulated Because the last thing I want is, the sky is full of nothing but. I mean, it's like, Jesus Christ, I don't need 4 propeller hornets all around my apartment complex.
Good point. I mean, that's just all a matter of.
At that point, I will start shooting them down.
Amazon, now we deliver at 2 a.m. For some reason, our drones keep on disappearing from our network.
Especially if we send them around the Ventura area. There's one particular apartment complex. We keep finding long shafts of aluminum. Somebody's launching a crossbow at them. Who could it be? Meanwhile, I'm sitting there going, motherfuckers. You kids stay off my virtual lawn.
Yeah, basically.
Stay out of my airspace, you kids.
But of course, I wondered, though. Aside from just simple transportation and product delivery, what else could you really think of possibly doing with drones in the commercial residential?
I don't know. In the commercial residency?
Yeah.
Because they're already using them for observation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's going to happen anyway. That's already happening.
Exactly.
The police are no longer going to be going around in their cars and their motorcycles. It's going to be chilling at the base station and just flying drones around your area.
Well, and you've seen, that's been showing up in science fiction for at least the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
You've been seeing it a lot. If you watch Almost Human, they're in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a natural outgrowth of the technology. It's going to happen. That it hasn't happened already is what's surprising me. The technology, in one form or another, has been there for 15 years.
Yeah, a very long time.
As long as there have been RC helicopters, the technology's been around.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just a matter of time.
Exactly. Okay. Let's get to our review, shall we? If we can call it that.
Oh, yes, we're going to go there. Okay.
Yes. So, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, Michael, Nikki, and I were able to go to the Downtown Independent Theater in Los Angeles to check out the third installment of the Madoka Magica movies. And this one is called Rebellion. And we've talked about it several times on Anna Break. I've released several theories about what's going to happen. And so we sat down and watched this. And it wasn't what I was expecting. Well, part of it was what I was expecting, But, Michael, let's go with you first. What's your idea of what happened during those 2 hours?
Let me preface this by saying the following. I have not seen the original Madoka series.
Okay.
I have not seen movie 1. I have not seen movie 2. So I was coming at this as the almost clueless guy. I say almost clueless because I know what happens in the series. Between you, Carl, Josh, and Nikki, I know the entirety of the Madoka Magica series, almost episode by episode. Mostly due to Nikki because I asked her to tell me all of it. She's like, I don't want to give you spoilers. I'm like, I'm not going to go watch it. Tell me anyway. So she did. So I knew more or less what was going on walking into this.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a total what the fuck aspect of this show. Especially when the nod to Sailor Moon... from what I'm told, they didn't have transformation sequences before.
No, they didn't.
Full-on transformation sequences. And what's with the breakdancing in the one? Come on. Really?
Honestly, that whole sequence was, okay, we're doing this. If we're going to do this, we'll just go all the hell out.
Yeah. Now, that being said, they did some really innovative stuff animation-wise.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say innovative. I will say artistic. Because the idea of using Xeroxes for animation is nothing new, not even in anime.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you want to look at bits of katakana, or Bakemonogatari,
mm-hmm.
they did a lot of that type of stuff.
True.
But the way they did it, like with Mommy's transformation sequence,
mm-hmm.
which was nothing but Xeroxes colored with highlighter, but it worked.
It did work.
So visually, there was some really cool stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Then they took the Ava ending It's not the actual movie isn't the Ava ending, but there's a sequence where I'm looking at this going, somebody just watched Ava.
Yeah. Like my first response after the end credits was, "All right, my short review of this movie. Shut up, Shinji."
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, my point. I mean, I told you last night. I was half expecting the one character to do the whole, to pop up, doing the arm back thing, holding the red cloak, leaning back, her head getting
with children dancing and singing in the background.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? That being said, having seen this movie doesn't make me want to go back and watch the original. I'm perfectly happy with not having seen the original. They did do some neat stuff in this movie. They did some really cool stuff in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
They also did some what the fuck stuff in this movie.
They really
and I don't mean in a mindfuck sense. I mean in a what were they smoking when they wrote this sense.
Well,
there's some mindfuck aspects to it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I agree with the one character. I know why she did it. I know what she did, why she did it, how she did it, and it makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I can see how she got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually kind of feel for her. And I actually sound like, okay, in her world, this is the right thing to do.
Yes.
And that's the best kind of bad guy there is.
Yeah, exactly. It's not one-sided. There's multiple angles to every situation and person.
The heroes of their story.
Yeah. From me, who I watched the series, I watched the first two movies. I kind of prefer the first two movies over the TV series because there were certain aspects of the series that were just stretched out for no good reason.
Oh yeah, this movie took forever to get to a point.
I'm of the belief that the franchise, not I'm just saying that in general, the franchise is great, but it didn't deserve the level of hype that it got. Because it was like the end-all, be-all, Uber Christ anime of 2012 and 2013.
Well, that's because it was the Dark Magic Girl story.
And yes, Dark Magic Girl.
Let's ignore everything Clamp did, that group of evil bitches. I mean...
Should we just go to X and just talk about that? No.
X, Ray Earth?
Yeah, oh God, Ray Earth.
The shit they went through in Ray Earth?
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
But, I mean, I look at this going, okay... It is a logical end result of where they were going to go with this. Because, I mean, I could say this part because it was in the franchise and the movies, that in order to save all the magical girls from becoming witches, Monica essentially sacrificed herself and became a god to take all that.
Right, rewrites the universe.
Exactly, rewrites the universe.
Right.
So when you go look at it and go, okay, there has to be a yin to the yang. How they went about it, okay, they kind of drew that out.
Well, yeah, I mean, where they got to, like I said, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Did they need to take 2 hours to get there?
No.
I mean, there's you could remove a good
third
of this movie, and it would still flow perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like in Arutsuka Doji, you could take all but 2 of the sex scenes out of the movie, and it would be an absolutely wonderful film.
Mm-hmm.
Same concept here. You could take all but, you could take an entire third of this movie out, and still tell the story and not be really missing much.
As long as you keep the epic battle between Mami and Homura.
That was really cool.
That was just
the thing between Mami and Homura was really well done, I have to admit.
I mean, there was a reason why at the beginning of the film there was a little opening ditty from the voice actresses, and one of them was saying that, I hope you enjoyed the Hollywood-style fight sequence, and I'm like, that is the best explanation of that scene.
Yeah, it's very much. It's like, okay, the only missing were white doves flying off in the background.
I was totally expecting to see like an agent walk around in the background or something.
But what was with... Okay, I am going to go slightly spoiler zone for a second, but not really. What the frick was with the T sequence? Da 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 da. No, I am this. What? And I asked Nikki later about it. I asked her, I'm like, did they do anything like that in the series? Because you never mentioned it. She's like, no, that man freaking knew.
No, that whole segment of, this is how we're going to destroy this witch is by...
Well, and it wasn't a witch. It was a nightmare.
Oh, that's right. It was a nightmare because it was there in the The little thing. Okay, yeah. So how are we going to destroy this nightmare? Well, we're going to feed it food, tons of food, and then trap it in a little glass container in the middle of a chair, and Mommy's little friend, which is a variation of the witch.
Don't give, that's a spoiler. Don't give it away. Just name it Bebe, because it's a new character.
And then letting Bebe grow and go through this situation where, like, I'm going to eat you. No, but I'm the cheese. You have to go after the pumpkin. I'm like...
Yeah, exactly. What? No. Bebe was a fun character, though.
Bebe was fun. Was a hell of a lot of fun. And
I think there's a weird, twisted evilness to the fact that Bebe and Mommy ended up together.
Oh, that was great. I love crap like that. That's awesome. The new character they added in, which
is Bebe.
I wish they had a little more screen time with that character.
I also kind of wish they had done a little backtrack. I mean, you want to fill that third with something useful? Mm-hmm. Give me Bebe's backstory.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. They really kind of couldn't because of the situation of the world they were in at that time. I can't say anything more than that before it becomes a spoiler.
True, but when the brief exposition bit with Bebe comes,
it was like 4 lines.
Exactly, 4 lines, and they cut to something else as if that never happened.
Yeah,
it's like, what point did this do? Okay.
Yeah. Having the new character, when you introduce a character into a movie like this, you want to have it mean something and have it be significant. In order, if the character deserves to be on the poster and all the trailers for this movie, there better be a
character on the left, by the way.
Yeah, all the way in the corner,
next to Mommy. That's Bebe.
Why give her so little screen time
in that form?
They could have done so much more with that.
Bebe got a lot of screen time.
Bebe did get a lot of screen time, just not in that form.
Right, exactly. And also, oh man, I had it a second ago. I'll see if I can remember it. Oh, some of just the weird crap they did in this movie.
The Cube bits were.
Oh yeah. Why the hell did Cube spend the first 3/4 of the movie as a Pokemon? I'm watching this movie going, why is he saying nothing but Q? Why is he not talking? I know this thing talks. Everybody tells me this thing talks. Why is it not talking for the first 3/4 of the movie?
Cube, use Dark Shot.
Yeah, pretty much. Cube, sign contract. Go!
Okay, again, to me, it made sense in the world they were in at the time. The incubators needed an observer.
Which is basically, yeah, okay. I mean, they kind of half explained it, but
here's the way I look at this, Michael.
I'm just glad Cube had a bad day. That's all I have to say.
It took so long to get to that point, but it was worth it. Yeah. I will say this. We can go on and on about it right here. But,
and I will rant.
And we will rant. But I think the easiest way for us to describe all of our thoughts about this is to write the different reviews.
Okay.
I think that's a really good idea from the 2 different perspectives.
2 perspectives. The one who knows what's going on and the one who's walking in going, what the fuck?
Oh, because honestly, the crazy thing and the more hilarious thing you can find online right now is because the fact that the Madoka Rebellion movie was actually submitted for a nomination in the Oscar animation category.
What?
Yes, it was one of the 15 that were submitted. So, that being said, because it was submitted, it means all the movie reviewers for all the major media sites in Los Angeles had to go see it. And their reviews are all of, what the hell did I just watch?
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'd love to see Leonard Maltin's take on this.
Oh my god.
I want to see Leonard Maltin's take on Madoka Magica Rebellion.
But yeah, so that is the thing. It's still going on. It's playing all over the country. I know it's playing at the Downtown Independent for at least the next week and a half, so you still have chances to go see it. I've heard that this entire weekend has been sold out, so... But you should have better chance next weekend. So,
I will say this: if you're a Madoka fan, you want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is.
It provides a semi-resolution to all the issues.
Yeah, actually, it does. It does provide a sense of closure in certain areas.
Just not the way you were hoping for.
Not even close.
And that's what I love about it.
It did left turn. I'll give you that. It definitely left turn. But the whole Ava bit, what the fuck?
It was good times. All right. Okay, so we should wrap things up as we always do. Michael, what have you been watching?
Ava, what? No. What have I been watching? I finally got around to finishing, or trying to anyway, finish Bakemonogatari. So that I can go watch Nisei Monogatari and Monogatari.
And they just announced the new sequel, so.
There's another one?
Yeah, there's another one.
Season 4?
Yeah, Koiso no Monogatari, I think it is. Something
Interesting.
Like yeah.
Now, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. Is there a 12th or 13th? It's either 12th or 13th. Did they make Tsubasa Part 3?
I think so.
Because for some reason, Crunchyroll only has up to the Tsubasa Part 2.
That could be a possible license.
They don't have up to the date episode.
That could be possible licensing issues with Daisuke.
There's one freaking episode left. Okay, but they did make it, so I
believe they did. Yes.
Okay. Because they were just starting to get into the cat, and I was just like, okay, this is kind of cool. I want to see the rest of this.
You'll hate the fact that I have that figure of the cat.
Of the cat girl? I want the cat. I want the Tsubasa cat. That's actually really cool. So yeah, I watched that. What else have I been watching? Blacklist did something really weird. You can tell by this week's episode of Blacklist, which is a continuation of the week before, they didn't think they were going to get a full season initially. Because, I mean, and they got renewed for the full season. They're doing the full season. Right. But it's not going to come back until January.
Right.
And they're inserting some other weird crap in the meantime. But it wrapped in such a way that if they had to cancel the series now, it would be an appropriate ending.
Okay.
I mean, left wide open for a sequel.
Oh, yes.
I mean, but you could tell watching this episode that they did not expect to make it this far originally.
Which
they weren't sure they were going to
could be a good thing.
I want to see where they're going to go.
Okay.
I really do. This week's episode of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a repeat, so I was very unhappy about that. Let's see what else I've been watching. Nothing. I've been working my butt off at work, dude.
No worries, no worries. I haven't really watched anything on TV much this past week, but I did go see a movie, and aside from the Monica movie.
Which I do, a movie I do hope to see at some point.
Yes. I went to go see Frozen, and I'll give you a little backstory. I'll admit, I initially was going to skip out on watching this film, because all the trailers did not appeal to me. They were focusing on the slapstick happy reindeer and talking snowman. I'm like, okay.
This is the same group that did or same animation house that did Wreck-It Ralph, right?
Wreck-It Ralph and Tangled, yes.
Okay.
So I was like, I'll wait till it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, or I'll stream it on Netflix or something like that. But then Disney, just a couple days ago, decided, you know what? We are going to put up on YouTube a clip from the movie. And it is, I look at it as the centerpiece of this entire film. It's a song called Let It Go. It's featuring the one of the main characters, one of the two main sisters, Elsa, as she's essentially in self-exile after revealing accidentally her powers to everybody in the kingdom, including her sister. I'm not going to do a full review of this. There's actually a full review up on the OtakuLife.net website right now. You can read that there. You can also watch the video, which is amazing. I
got it. I've watched it, and the song's pretty good. Mm-hmm. The animation, you were telling me their snow effects are grand, and I'm looking at it, but there's no adhesion.
Not in that clip.
Yeah, I know. And then I was watching it, but their caustics and everything, and the methodology they use to, like, when she's building the building. Mm-hmm. It's not a spoiler. Go watch it. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
When she's actually building the castle, was really cool. I like how they did that. They did first it's all frosty, and then boom, the crystalline structures beneath it.
Yes.
That was really cool. I'm curious about it. I'm curious about the story. I do want to see it.
Yeah.
Did you see the other scene they released on YouTube? They released the scene of when she first walks into the summer sale.
Yes, that scene. Yes.
We're having a sale on swimsuits. No, I need boots and that. And the one guy walks in just like all covered. I was like, okay, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. One of the main reasons why I was so attracted to this clip was who was singing it. Elsa is actually voiced by Idina Menzel. Very, very famous and popular Broadway actress. She really broke out playing the role of Elphaba in the Wicked musical, and with that iconic piece there, Defying Gravity.
She played? Oh, really?
Yeah, she's Elphaba. And so when you watch that, and then you watch Let It Go, it was literally Disney made their own version of Defying Gravity for their movie. And it just struck just a very similar chord.
Congratulations, Disney, you've made Wicked.
Yeah.
We knew you were going to do it sooner or later.
Exactly. Fantastic role. I do like several bits about the film. One, the side characters. I was complaining that in the trailers, Sven the reindeer and Olaf the talking snowman seemed just to be a shtick for the kiddies.
No. It wouldn't be a Disney movie without them,
but
honestly.
There are parts of that they are just shtick, but there's a hell of a lot more to them. And there's a lot of bits that they did and did not do. First off, Sven doesn't talk. They went away with the fact of having a talking animal in a movie. I was like, thank you, Disney. And the point where Sven's friend Kristoff...
They didn't have a talking animal in Trapped either, or Entangled either.
True.
There was the attitudinal chameleon.
The chameleon, yeah.
But
and the horse.
But they didn't talk.
True. I gotta love the fact that John Lasseter has been changing all of this around, or else that would have been...
it would have been a formulaic Disney musical.
Oh, yeah. Easily. But yeah, Sven didn't talk, but Kristoff would actually mock full conversations with both sides with the reindeer, which is actually with kind of nice tongue-in-cheek humor. Olaf has this musical number where he's talking about his ideal summer vacation. I'm like, wait a minute. It's like
your summer suicide?
Well, the thing is, he's never had any experience with heat, but he's so enthralled by that. The musical's like him relaxing on the burning sand, swimming in the ocean. Is like, I could be so happy. I could be the happy snowman. I'm like, oh my God, this is hilarious. They did not go with the standard cliche. The love resolution doesn't have to be romantic. I was so happy for that. I was so happy for that.
So there is no romance in this?
The romance is almost an afterthought.
Okay.
They focus on the sisterly bond between Anna and Elsa, and it's fantastic that they did.
Oh, good.
Okay. We've already discussed like the graphics and the animation quality, which is mind-blowing at times.
It's really good. I mean, it's someone you can't really compare them to Pixar because they're stylistically different.
Correct.
But their skill quality's right up there.
And if you head over to fxguide.com, they have a really cool, lengthy article discussing all the tools that Disney created solely for this film. How they used all the snow effects. It was actually a really good read.
I wonder if they pulled Scott Gordon in for it.
When you watch this, I actually kind of recommend seeing it in 3D because the effects, especially with the snow effects going all throughout the air, it actually works. And they do the same type of 3D that Tron Legacy did, which was just add depth, not try to, shiny gimmick.
Right.
So I was happy for that.
It's coming at you.
So highly recommend go see it. I've been listening to the soundtrack on repeat for days now. And as a nice surprise, the opening clip, the little animated short beforehand, is... I was not expecting it. It starts off as a classic Disney cartoon, 4x3 screen, the same 1920s, 1930s style of animation. And then the camera starts pulling back a little bit. And then you realize that you're watching this with a theater, with a stage and whatnot. And then they kind of start breaking out of the screen and interacting with the what's going on screen. When they're in the screen, they're 2D. When they're out, they're full on 3D. and it was actually incredibly entertaining.
Okay.
So there's a clip of that online too. I'll send you a link in post show. So
one other thing I came across recently, speaking of musical acts, did you ever watch that link I sent you to the Daft Punk thing?
Yes.
That group I had never heard of before. And I saw them first with that video, because Daft Punk released their new video this week for Lose Yourself to Dance. And there was a link to that. No, not Lose
Yourself to Dance. It's
Oh no, not that one.
No, that one's been out for a while.
Right, the one with the soldier the mannequins.
The mannequins, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so they just released that, and that led to Lose Yourself to Dance, which led to that bit, which I think you should show in post because it's really cool.
Okay.
But I went tracking. I've always loved acapella music, so me and certain other parties will agree to disagree on the fact that they're not a fan of it. I am a fan of it. That's fine. It's okay. Different tastes. It happens.
I told you I like acapella, just not that.
Oh. I didn't name you. You didn't have to out yourself there, Nikki.
I do have to say something regarding Frozen.
Yes.
Back to the Let It Go bit. It's her transformation of creating the snow castle, but also becoming a powerful, snow queen. Yes. Is it just me, or after her full transformation, when she's walking out the door and she's in like that thigh-high slit dress that's backless
with the lingerie cape?
Yeah, I'm looking at that going, congratulations, Disney. You didn't only create a strong feminist character that you can have girls look up to in some form or another, but you just created a reason for the continuation of Rule 34. So.
Yeah, no, it's very Rule 34 worthy.
It really is, and
it will.
Oh yeah,
it'll get hit with Rule 34. I know it.
But yeah, go see Frozen. It's an amazing film. I'm gonna go see it again. I will. This is definitely something going in my Blu-ray collection. So
I want to see it. I really do.
And eventually you will. I mean, it's just doesn't have to be like right this moment for you, and that's cool. But I think that's going to be it for this episode.
Okay.
Came across a bunch of cool stuff.
Oh. I know something else. I don't think we talked about it last week. Did we talk about Cosby yet last week?
Briefly.
Okay, never mind then. I don't want to repeat.
Yeah, go watch the Cosby special if you haven't seen it. It's hilarious. Especially the extended edition.
Yeah, definitely.
I still laugh that he actually wants to create a new TV show. Like, you could barely walk off the stage. How are you going
to... part of that was an act, but yeah.
Yeah, true. Very true. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us every week. As always, stay tuned for post-show. And for Farm Mother's Basement, I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.